Hey everybody, this is Bonnie with Bonnie Bay Crochet and welcome to Friday Fun Live. Yay! So glad to have you all here. And in fact, I have a little bit of a surprise for Tammy H730. She says, off work today, excited for the live. Tammy, I want to send you a copy of Winning at the Fair if you don't have it and if you're interested. All you need to do is send me your address and email me, bonniebay@me.com. The email is in the video description below. So if you could just email me your address, I'm hoping you're in the US. I will send this to you. In celebration, we're getting ready for our local fair. I went ahead and I got my 75th anniversary of the Montgomery County Agricultural Fair. Yay! So that's the good news. The bad news is I'm not going to be in town to attend. Let me put this over here a bit. Okay. I'm not going to be in town to attend because I'm going to be going to South Carolina to relieve Hannah. So I can just spend some time with Grandma B. So, but this is the good news. I am giving two special awards as usual. And one is for the best original design in crochet. That's Department 48. And the other one is for the best youth project in crochet. So the ladies there who are watching the judges and so forth, the chairperson is going to be sending me photos of the finalists, and I'll be able to hopefully help pick the winners. If you've never entered into a fair before, and if, like me, you get intimidated by administration and all the paperwork and the procedures, I understand that scares me about a lot of things. And sometimes it stops me from trying, but I don't want that to stop you. So this book was put together specifically to help you with that. So anyway, and if you are in my area, if you are in Montgomery County or Frederick County, Maryland, and I think even outside other counties surrounding Howard County, you are eligible still to participate in our fair. And you can stop by the fair office and pick up a couple of these books. This is a hard copy of the online catalog. And the reason I wrote this book is it's just pages and pages and pages of information and entry and whatnot. And it can be overwhelming. So I tried to simplify it as best I could. This is the larger fair. You know, some of smaller towns may not have it so large and so complicated. It's actually not that complicated once you understand it. But anyway, if you are in my area, or like I said, in Frederick, Howard County, you are eligible and welcome to enter into the Montgomery County Fair. You can get this in person through their fair office down at the fairgrounds, or you can even access it online. If you need information on that, just email me and let me know. And again, Tammy, don't forget, send me your mailing address and I will try to pop this in the mail to you once the broadcast is finished. Okay, so thank you for being there and waiting patiently, and I hope you're enjoying your day off of work. All right, let me go ahead and let me get Hannah pulled up here because I forgot to do that. Sorry, Hannah. Get you off to my side there so that I know when you are going to communicate with me. All right, Elaine, thank you for being in our chat. She says, oh my goodness, home from the hospital and waiting to see what's coming up. I feel lost. Haven't had a crochet hook in my hand in 2 weeks. So my dear, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're healing properly from whatever the hospital was all about. Get better, Elaine. Wow. Excuse me. Feeling so much better, but still have a nagging cough that just won't let me go. Alana says, hope to get back running an errand, but I'll be here. Hello to everybody for today's get together. Thank you, Alana. And Angie, good morning to you. And is it Alina or Alina, if I'm saying that right? Good morning, everyone. Looking forward to see and hear what Bonnie has planned. Yeah, we got a lot of things to show you today, actually. But let me just go ahead and continue to greet you all. And Brat's mom, Thank you for the oh, that's yeah, thanks for the reminder on that thumbs up. And she says, "Good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and all my dear yarnies from hot and humid Southwest Chicago suburbs. Hope all is well with you." Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um, busy week. I haven't been on social media a lot. Just had a lot of other life happening. And I know crochet is, you know, that crochet is a little off online when you post a post on Facebook about your new stove and it gets many more rave reviews than your crochet. So that was kind of fun. Um, Anyway, yeah, and we are getting used to our oven and stove, which is fully functional. I haven't cooked on the surface yet. I'm almost afraid to. Maybe some of you can relate to this. As soon as I start using that cooking service, it's never going to be perfectly clean again. I do try. I mean, I really do give it the old high school try to keep that thing clean, but and I can't really blame it on the other cooks in the house because we don't have as many anymore, but it's mostly me getting in a hurry and then just not doing what I need to do when I should be doing it. And to be honest with you, keeping the stove perfectly clean is not my number one priority in life, and it kind of shows sometimes. But I'm hoping to keep this one a little bit cleaner than the last one. And it's got a double oven. And for whatever reason, this oven was on special and it was cheaper than getting just a single oven. So really looking forward to that. All right. Okay, thank you, Hannah. Um, let me, do I have a pen? I do have a pen. I'm going to write this down so I don't forget to add it to my prayer list later. So it's Felicia. Hold on a second, guys. I'm a slow writer. Um, I like to write things down to pray for. I try to pray for people at least once a week. So Hannah sent me a note that Felicia Weatherspoon's niece and brother are both in the hospital. I will pray for them. I will add them to my list, Felicia. And again, trusting trusting in the good Lord to take care of everybody. Um, we are not in control of all of that, but He certainly is. Um, oh my goodness. Okay. And Hannah says, Phil. Oh my goodness, Phil, I'm so sorry. All right, Phil, I will definitely add you. I'm so sorry to hear about your impending loss there. Um, I will pray for you in that situation. I know how hard it is to lose a parent. Have lost both of mine. My dad more than 20 years ago. I guess going on 21 years ago, and mom. It's been about 6 years ago. It still stings a bit. So I will definitely remember you, Phil, and even beyond the situation, because I know that it doesn't get easy for a while. God be with you. I hope you can, be there. Um, Hope your schedule will work up to that. All right. Wow, a lot of sad news in the chat today. Guess just reality of living in a fallen world. Um, And Love to Craft, want to wave at you. Thank you for your friendly hi there. And Wanda Gordon, so glad you're joining us. And Esther, she looks like she is actually going to her aunt's funeral today. So sorry, we're going to miss seeing you in the chat, Esther. But thank you for chiming in and saying hi to everybody, regardless. And Melanie, waving right back at you. And thanks for comforting Esther, Wanda. And Ruth, I have written down Melissa in my prayer list, as I went on a little bit early and saw that. I am so sorry to hear about that. I know Melissa Liebman, although casually, not real close with her, but have met her several times and taught together with her in last time was in New Orleans. Um, And Ruth says she posted a very serious health diagnosis. Yeah, she mentioned that she has ovarian cancer in third stage, which is very, very serious. So if you're familiar with Melissa Leitman, she's just done a lot of designing, both in knit. She's I have some fabulous books by her, very inspirational to me in the area of cable knitting and so forth. And she also is a crochet designer and has designed for decades, for both publication in magazines as well as written quite a number of books over the decades. So please pray for this beautiful woman. Um, and Sandra, she says, "Good morning, Bonnie, and all the yarn peeps from Southern California, where it's nice and warm. I hope they're getting the fires under control out that way, Sandra. I know a lot of stuff is going on out there." And Red Hooked, good morning to you from Northeast Ohio. I hope to get to see you in a couple weeks. And yeah, thank you for praying for Melissa, Sandra. That's the highest kindness I think we can do for one another in this world, is to lift them up before the holy God. Um, and Alana says, "Hey, I'm back. Wouldn't miss this for the world." We're so glad you're back, Alana. And Cynthia, she says, "Hi, Bonnie and everyone. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day." Yes, ma'am. And DL Crisp says, "Good morning, everyone from Oregon on fire." Oh boy, maybe that's where I've read about the fires, but it's always out in that region. It's so sad. Hope they will be getting that under control. Um, it's a beautiful area out there. And Judy sends us blessings. Everything just changed in my feed all of a sudden. Hold on a second. Give me a minute to jump back to where I was reading. Okay. Blessings from Minnesota. She says, "Enjoying each video from Bunny's Heart." Oh, that's so sweet, Judy. You're so kind. And Tammy from Oregon. All right, Tammy. So you're the winner, Tammy. So make sure you send me your email. Sorry, your address. I need your physical address so I can send this book. And Danae from Minnesota, welcome, welcome. And Diane says, "Hello, Bonnie. Diane here from hot New Jersey." Ooh, yep, yep, yep. And Hannah says, "Finally finished with my semester of my first anatomy and physiology class." Woo, Hannah! Knocked it out of the park. We'll be taking the second one at the end of this month. Take a breather, Hannah. I'm getting ready to give her a breather, but y'all, thank you for praying for Hannah. If you've never taken an anatomy and physiology class, I personally have not taken a class at the level at which she has taken. I was a liberal arts music major in college, so I didn't have to take anatomy and physiology. I had to take biology, but I didn't have to take the anatomy and physiology um, to the extent that she's taking, which is at a nursing level. So thank you for praying for Hannah for that first semester. She got her grade she needed. Please help her. Please pray for her. I don't think Hannah's gonna mind. Just please pray for grace for her to get through the second part, because these two classes are what they call, someone told me, weeder classes, where they kind of weed out the people who can't handle it, basically. Hannah can handle it. She's a tough gal and she digs deep, but please pray for her, because it's not like something that comes supernatural. It's something that just takes a lot of time, a lot of focus, and these classes are brutal. Um, but Hannah's got a heart to serve and to care for people like very few nurses I've ever met. And I don't say that just because she's my daughter. I say this because it's the truth. And I've been in the hospital for more than 7 surgeries, so I understand. Met some great nurses, but there's some nurses out there that need to take a course in kindness. And I understand they're under a lot of pressure, but I'm just saying that to encourage Hannah. She's got the heart, she's got the will to serve. I just hope she can get, just help pray her through the academic parts of this, which are really tough. But she's proven she can do it. So keep it up, Hannah. And hey, Wanda Gordon, good to see you in the chat. And Hannah says, "Hope everyone's staying cool this hot summer." Yes, yes. It's been a hot few days, hasn't it? But this is August. This is like the worst of it. After this, in a few weeks, it's going to start, leaves will start changing, and fall will be here before you know it. And I'll be releasing some really fun fall stuff before you know it. So I'm going to hold on to some just a little bit longer, knowing that there's just not a lot of traffic on the channel right now. So, and because of that, I just don't want to put great projects out there that just get ignored, which is what happens with the app and the way things work on YouTube. So if you're wondering why I'm not releasing a ton of things, it's because the numbers just aren't meriting it right now. But I'm gonna wait until kids go back to school, and then boom, we're gonna have some really great projects coming here. Not to say that there aren't some really great, I think excellent projects on the channel already. So if you're ever looking for something, um, check out the playlist on here. On my channel, go to the home page and you can hit playlist in whatever item you're looking for. Click on the playlist and see if there's something there for you. There are over 1,000 videos on here now, so it's not like there's nothing to do. But I do have some really fun new things coming. And let's see, where am I? Let me just get through some more comments. Hey, Jacqueline. She says, good morning, everyone from a warm Los Angeles. Got to get ready for the heat wave. Oh, yeah. And so I'm going to be heading south for the heat wave. Woohoo. I'm going to probably stay in that air-conditioned house and hope that the air conditioning continues to work. Kim W., welcome to our chat. And Carlene Roberts, good morning to you. And thank you, Alana, for the reminder of the thumbs up if you get a chance to. We got a lot of people hit that already. Thank you so much for doing. We got 32 thumbs up. Yay. Thank you. And Tammy says, I'm entering in my state fair a crocheted basket. Excellent. Please let us know how you do. And Carol says, great to hear you finished your A&P class, Hannah. Way to go. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes. Well, Tammy says she's entering some things in the state fair. Getting back a little bit to the state fair theme today. If you enter your things and you see success, I mean, you get a ribbon. Even if you don't, I would love to see a picture of what you're entering in the fair, just to encourage people to, get out of the box and do something a little different, even if it's a little bit scary. And it's okay if you don't win. Whenever I've entered things, I don't win every time. I don't enter anymore though, because like I said earlier, I instead choose to encourage others with the special awards, and they do have some gifts that go with them, like $50 gift cards that go with the gift and a certificate and a frame and everything. So it's worth entering, to try for some of these. Excuse me. So where was I headed with this? Yeah, even if you don't win, it's okay. Learn from it. A lot of times, if you turn the card over, the entry ticket over, some places they will actually tell you how you can improve. Sometimes they write really encouraging words on the back. I know whenever I was sitting next to the judges, I always tried to encourage people, just write something good, say something righteous, encourage the people to come back again and again. And when they do, you improve. I mean, when you learn, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. Oh yeah, I didn't hide all my loose strands. If you want to get dinged at the fair, don't hide the loose strands. Hide every loose strand and hide it well so that it doesn't pop out during judging. That will help your design go further. But anyway, give it a try. Send me your pictures. And if you can get a picture with the ribbon, I love posting stuff like that just to encourage others to give it a try. So yeah, definitely send me the pictures. And if you can send the pictures of your crocheted items to bonniebay@me.com, it's a lot easier for me to share them that way with your permission. I don't like to share, and I don't share anything without your permission. And the reason is, if I try taking them off of, I know this is too much information, but if I try taking the pictures off of Instagram or off of, Messenger, when you send them to me through Messenger, it's really hard to see what I'm looking at because the pictures are so compressed. They're so pixelated. So if I get the picture sent to you via my email, then I can see a whole lot better. Okay. And it will just make for a much better, clear post all the way around. All right. Well, let me go ahead, and I have a class to show you, excuse me, my good friend and designer and author. She authored this book, Fair Isle Tunisian Crochet, several years ago. It's a beautiful book on Fair Isle Tunisian Crochet, but she is going to be a guest teacher on the Watch channel for a class on Introduction to Tunisian. So if you've never done Tunisian crochet and want to learn the very basics, like starting from ground one, from point one, I'm going to be having a 2-hour class taught by Brenda. Let me see if I can show you a picture. This is a picture. This is my right here. That's my, if I can get it bigger. There you go. That's my friend Brenda. And she's out in Colorado. So she's going to be teaching via Zoom. That's going to be August 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a shift in the time to accommodate the best internet speed time for her out. She's 2 hours out from me in Mountain Time. So it's going to be 4 to 6 p.m., just one class on August 13th. So I will be helping to administrate that for her. So, to help her with that, making sure people get in okay and can turn on their cameras and so forth for that class. If you want to sign up, you need to be a Watch subscriber. That's the first thing. If you're not a Watch subscriber, you can go to my Watch channel. There's a link in the video description below, and you can take a look at that channel. You can preview it. You can't watch anything there or download anything, but you can take a look at what's available. It's quite extensive. I have some designs there that I don't have on my public channel. Plus, there are many PDFs that you can download, and you get included if you want in monthly live Zoom classes with a teacher, and it's all for $7.95 a month or $79.50 for the year, which is a little bit of a savings. It saves 2 months worth of the fee. So if you want to sign up for that, and you're a Watch subscriber, you need to email me, bonniebay@me.com. The class is about half full already. So I need you to do this rather sooner than later. We're going to have a cutoff at about 20. So once the class gets to that point, I just like to keep the classes small so that they are intimate and everybody's heard, everybody gets their questions answered, and we have interaction with everybody. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. And when we do the Watch channel, the class, we're going to be having some giveaways of Brenda's book during the class time as well. All right. Well, let me get back to the questions here. And Barbara says, morning. It's cold and wet, so I am not rushing out to the gardens. My friend Barbara in Alaska. I've been seeing some beautiful pictures of the things she is growing up there. It's amazing what this lady is doing with such a short growing season, but just doing lots and lots of beautiful things. And Felicia says, good afternoon, sis, Bonnie and Hannah. Hey, Felicia, it's so good to see you there in the chat. And Bonnie L from Niagara Falls, USA. Gosh, it seems like forever since I could watch a live. Well, welcome. I was just in your neck of the woods 2 weeks ago. July 16th. Was that two? Yeah, a little over 2 weeks ago. Loved seeing Niagara Falls, Bonnie. That was just really fantastic. My husband and I had never been. So we were able to check that box. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous time. Just got to explore the falls from both sides, and as well as take the boat ride into the Horseshoe Falls, which was definitely a memorable thing to do. Got soaked to the skin. It was great. And hello, Cecilia. And Felicia, I'm just running across your comment again that Hannah sent me. We'll definitely be praying for your niece and brother. And Phil, too, he says, making a mad dash home. My mom was not expected to live the weekend in New York now, was in Sioux Falls yesterday. So I'm guessing you're on the East Coast then, visiting your mom. But we will definitely continue to pray for you, Phil. That's probably the hardest thing imaginable, or one of the hardest things. And Denise, good to see you. Um, Thank you, Wanda, for caring for those through prayer. And Wanda Bigelow says, "Hi, Bonnie. I finally am catching you live this week. Good to see you again. It's good to see you, Wanda. I hope you're doing well. We continue to pray for you, my friend." Um, and whew, thank you, Denise, for caring for Phil and Wanda. Yeah, thank you again. Um, and Hannah, thank you for just caring for one another. That's what this world should be about more. Um, and Love the Craft says, "Ugh, the ad didn't let me hear about the message Hannah forwarded to you. Sending prayers anyway." Yeah, I Love the Craft. She's just reiterating things that are already in the chat, praying for. But yeah, sorry about the interruption there. And thank you for praying for Phil, Sandra, and Carol. Thank you so much. You guys are just great. Um, and hey, Margita, it's good to see you. Uh, and let's see. Uh, and thank you for cheering Hannah on. Yay, Hannah. Um, and Bonnie, yeah, thanks for encouraging Hannah. Yeah, she's gonna have about a week and a half. Once I get down there and release her, she's gonna go visit some nephews. Um, and thank you, Sandra, and for encouraging Hannah. And Mary, hello to you too. Um, yeah, yeah, soak it in, Hannah. I think this is the most encouraging group I know. Just about. All right, and Barbara says, "Hello from Virginia. So many prayer requests today. God bless each of us here today. Thanks for your crochet ministry, Bonnie." Oh, my pleasure, Barbara. I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing. Um, yeah. And thank you for Love the Craft for congratulating Hannah. And yeah, okay. And Michelle says, "Hi, Bonnie and Hannah. I'm so happy I got online. Prayers and congratulations." Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, thank you guys. You're just so encouraging. Thank you. Thank you, Christine and Phil, just for encouraging this girl. She needs it. It's been a long, hard semester, and hot, and ugh. And Sabina says, "Just tuned in. Congratulations, Hannah. Keep calm and carry on." Yes, ma'am. Sending big hugs to you and your lovely mom. Oh, thank you, Sabina. You're so kind. Very, very sweet. Um, and Samantha says, "Good afternoon from sweltering Florida." I vaguely remember what that feels like, having grown up down in Hialeah, Samantha. Says, "I finally get to watch you live, usually driving cross country, so watching replays. I'm almost done with winter white throw. Yay. I hope that worked for you." Huh. Yeah, I love the craft. It's really weird about the ads. I'm sorry about that. It is what it is sometimes. That reminds me, if you want to check out a place where you can watch instructional videos without interruption, I'll just put another plug in, thewatch.com, the watch.bonniebaecrochet.com channel. Like I mentioned earlier, about the PDFs and the classes that are included. No commercials. There's no spam. There's no commercials. I don't share your information with anybody. Nobody else in the industry. Nada. Don't do that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about just a quick plug about the Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet and Quilt Creative Arts Festival. It's got it all, folks. Registration is still open. The classes will be, or the event is August 22nd through 24th. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's in Green Tree, PA, which is right outside Pittsburgh. It's easier to get to. You don't have to navigate parking, in a big city. It's just kind of outside the Beltway. It's kind of northwest of the Beltway. I had to visualize it for a minute there. Northwest of Pittsburgh proper, and it's at the hotel. And if you can get a hotel room there, everything is downstairs in the conference rooms and the big areas, and a lot going on this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stephen B, I believe is the name of this big crochet knit designer, is going to be there. It's going to be a lot going on. He's going to be heading up a fashion show you can participate with if you want to. I My friend Jennifer Ryan and I are going to be doing, we're going to be up to some shenanigans lunchtime on Saturday in the main market room, which has the stage, going to have a stage set up. I'm carrying all kinds of equipment with me so we can do this. We're going to be doing some crochet parody songs together. It's going to be about a half an hour program. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be silly songs. Just a lot of fun. Going to be, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But again, that's during the lunch break on Saturday. Um, and I'm also going to be teaching 4 classes. I'm going to be teaching 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. On Friday, I'm teaching Intro to Crocheting Post Cables. And in the afternoon, crocheting beautiful trims and borders. On Saturday, I'm teaching 4 ways to crochet the traditional granny square. And in the afternoon, 3 ways to crochet braided cables. And of course, the music program is sandwiched in between there somehow. And hopefully, I'll be able to eat in between there as well. Um, who needs food, right? That's secondary. But so if you are in the area, Pittsburgh area, or not, even just a couple hours, it's worth it to come see what's going on. I would love to meet you. Um, and sign up for one of my classes, sign up for some of the other classes. There are many, many other people teaching there besides me. So learn something new. And if you can't afford to do that, I understand. But if you can come, just walk around the market, do that. Buy a pass, which I think is a nominal fee. I'm not even sure if it's free or if you have to buy a pass, but either way, it's not going to be a lot of money. Just come in and move about the market and just walk around, meet people, talk to people, touch the yarn. It's just going to one of these is just it's incredible for all of your senses, especially if you love yarn. It's hard to describe to people who are outside of what we love, but there's nothing like it in the world. You're meeting nice people, people who get you, people who get what we do, and for the most part, people are just really nice there, or at least that has been my personal experience. So anyway, Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet. There is a link in the video description below. So go ahead and check it out and see all the many offerings. It's a lot. It's a lot going on in one place at one time. All right. Um, Let me see here. Wow. Phil says, I have a rental car, so by the time I get home in a few hours, I will have driven 1,600 miles since yesterday morning. Oh, Phil, I am so sorry. That is a lot of driving. I understand though. I mean, having driven from south of Atlanta to north of Washington, D.C. in 2 days, I mean, it's not quite 1,600 miles. It's over 1,000. It's close. But yeah, that's a lot of driving. Stay safe, and please know that we're praying for you. You're not alone. And I know the Lord is going to be with you in this. Michelle says, I guess talking about my nursing comments, bedside manners. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. I will say about that though, the ones who had good bedside manners, in my experience over the many years, they stood out in my mind because they were excellent people. Um, yeah. Thank you for praying for Hannah, Tammy. She said, prayers for Hannah. You got this. Good, good, good. And Ekstrom is in the chat, says, you can do it, Hannah. Yes, you can. Oh, thank you, Michelle. She says, I'm looking for your amazing blankets. Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually taking some yarn with me. I'm taking the red yarn that I showed you a couple weeks ago, taking it with me and packing it for South Carolina because I have an idea in mind for another blanket. So hoping to get that design solidified while I'm down there in a couple weeks because I just really want to get some good blankets out to you all. Um, Yeah. And Vicky Brown says, hello from Spokane, Washington. 105 degrees today. Whoa, boy. Glad to see the wind down of summer. Yeah. The wind down. I guess yeah. Okay. It's a weird word because you can pronounce it either way depending on the context. I had to reread it. Um, Thank you, Linda. She says, or Brad's mom says, Bonnie, I'm praying for Melissa. My mom passed away from ovarian cancer in May 1993. My cousin had it about 10 years ago and kicked it. Thank God. There's so many things new in medicine. Yeah, we have a friend in our church who passed for that, and I think my grandmother, who I never met, she died before I was born. I think also died of that same type of cancer, but that was back in the days where um, they didn't have as much as they do now. Not that today guarantees everybody a green light, but yeah, there's it's all depends, just pray for this gal and hope that she can beat it. She's strong. So um thank you, Linda, for praying for Hannah too. And Hannah, thanks for the way you're greeting folks. Um yeah. And Julie says, spent last week in Myrtle Beach with my son and daughter in law. It was very hot. Submitting my state fair entries next weekend. Yay. Are you in South Carolina? I wonder if you live in South Carolina and if you are going to the South Carolina State Fair. Um, if so, just a tidbit. I used to work not too far from the fair. I used to work in the industrial section. This was right after graduation. You have to have a job so you can eat and live indoors in the wintertime. It's kind of in this little important things. And I worked for actually Georgia Pacific for 3 years. Um, and we used to walk to the state fair every day for lunch. It was so much fun during fair week because they would let us in the gate for free because they knew we were the lunch crowd and they would let us in. We would eat wonderful food and um, mess up our blood sugar and have a grand time. um, yeah, I'm familiar with I still have some ribbons from a couple ribbons, not a lot from, I'm looking at my box. I have them over there in that box from the South Carolina State Fair. Didn't get any purple ribbons from them, but I did get some blue and some red and some white from them. Yeah. Thank you, Red Hook, for taking care of Phil. Um, yeah. Sorry, things. Okay, so it looks like Julie's back in Kentucky. All right, so never mind what I said about the South Carolina fairgrounds, but yeah, I wish you the best. Please send me pictures when you find out how you did. Oh wow, and Phil says on the 4th, it will be exactly 20 years since Dad died. I am so sorry, Phil. Yeah, lost my dad just a little bit over 20 years ago. It was in 2003. Um, Yay! Red Hook says she'll be at the Pittsburgh show with a friend and her 16-year-old niece. Yay! Please catch me in the hallway or somewhere, Red Hook. I have something I want to just a little something I want to give you. So yeah, any of you guys, I have just a special little giveaway. If you see me around and just say, "Hey, I watch your channel," or "Hey, I watch Friday Fun," or just anything like that, let me know. Just come see me. Um, Grab me in the hallway or something. I just want to give you a little special thank you, a little something, just to say thank you for that. Um, and Hannah sent me another Post from Cindy said she had lung cancer twice and kicked it for a while, but had a scan and suspicious spot on one of my ribs. We'll be having a bone scan early next month. Please know more. I pray for healing. Okay, let me write you down. Hold on, Cindy. I just wanted to write down some specifics so I can add this into my digital prayer list on my phone once the program is up. Okay, we will definitely keep you in prayer, Cindy. I will personally at least once a week. I mean, or as the Lord brings to mind. But those of you who are praying people, please pray for Cindy as well. Um, I can imagine that would be really hard to go through that twice and then have to deal with it again. Just pray that it will just be gone. um, yeah, and thank you guys. Guys are just where you're caring for each other. Red Hook, thank you for caring for Phil. Um, all right, let's keep it going here. Yeah, thank you, Carol. Yeah, she says, what a beautiful prayer for Phil, Hannah. Indeed, prayers for strength to arrive safely and God's comfort for you and your whole family, Phil. Absolutely. Well done, Hannah. And Susan AB, good afternoon to you. And again, Jacqueline, thank you again. And Bonnie L talking about Niagara Falls says, so glad you experienced both sides. They're very different. At least your wet boat ride was during one of the warmest summers we've had in a while. Absolutely. I would not have done that if it was cold out because you are, they give you raincoats, but I tell you, I don't care what you're wearing. You just get soaked to the skin because the wind from the water coming off that cliff and everything just brings wind, and it's marvelous. It's wonderful. It's tremendous. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's almost like you can touch it and you're part of the water on the US side. When you go to the Canada side, you're much further away from the actual falls, but you get the view. You can view the entire thing. If you go up into one of these towers that they have there, you can, go up to the top and see it. It's a spectacular view. But I really think you really do need to experience both sides, because when you're on the American side, I mean, you're right there where the water is, and there's just something that just doesn't beat that either. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. You really got to do both. And it was a lot of fun walking across the border um, and going through that. It was a lot of fun. And I will say that the people greeting us on both border entries were very friendly, and it made that a very good experience for us. Yay. Okay. Well, let me go ahead. Do I have anything else to tell you? Oh, I do have something to show you. A couple things, actually. Let me go ahead and share these to you. In case you missed it, the Sunkissed Blueberry Shawl was released on Monday. This is also available on the Watch channel and the complimentary pattern. There were a lot of questions about the yarn, because I mentioned that it's assigned pooling or planned pooling yarn. I have seen these words used a lot. I just used both words interchangeably. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. I have seen them used kind of as synonyms. But basically, if you can imagine with me a big unraveled hank of yarn, but just a portion of it, like the top little curve of it, is a different color, and then the rest of the yarn on the hank as it is, wound. Let me show you with this. Okay, this is not pooling yarn. I'm going to rip this off, but I'm going to demonstrate what I'm talking about to explain the type of yarn. So if you have yarn like this, okay, and what makes the assigned pooling yarn different is that instead of it all being one color, it'll have like this much of the yarn is a contrasting color, is just a little piece of it, okay? Is a very different color. So that when you crochet, you're going to have all one color, and then when you get to this part, it's going to be a different color, and that's where you do the different thing with your crochet stitches. It applies to this pink the playful popcorn shawl, and to this I'm using popcorn when I get to the yarn color change, and for this one I used a shell. So that's basically the difference. So I'm sorry if I confused you guys about naming the yarn. People, cheerfully corrected me and said, oh, that's not planned pulling. It's like, well, it really depends on uh, yeah, it's more assigned pooling, I guess. But even the way I'm doing this project, it's really a random pooling project. So there's nothing that looks planned with the color distribution on this one. But I will say this was a lot of fun. But you can find some of the yarn. I do have 2 links to 2 sellers in the video description. There are many more on Etsy. If you go to Etsy, or just do an internet search on assigned pooling yarn, you'll be able to find lots and lots of this kind of yarn from different sellers, and any of that should work. In fact, it might even be nicer than the yarn that I used. All right. And I have to show you, I'm so excited about this. I finished it, guys. It took me 2 hours to hide the strands, but it's done. So I got my vest. I'm calling this the Colossae cabled vest, or actually cardigan or vest. And this is the back. So real excited about being able to wear this one come the fall. And I found these buttons on Etsy, and they actually came from Nepal, but it was through the fair trade practice. If I can get it. Is that right? Okay, they got that little Celtic knot thing going. So real excited about this. This is one of those fall designs that I was telling you about that will be coming. That is the vest, and I used a different color for the cardigan. Okay, you can see. And again, the same with the stitching. It was so much fun to use this hand-dyed yarn. But again, even with showing you these two, you can see the difference in why I recommend lighter colors, because the stitches do show more. But there's also something about using a rich color. And I absolutely loved using this yarn, and I'll give you all that information once this design goes live. Okay, Freaky Geek wants to know, how many minutes did it take to make the vest? I didn't time it in minutes, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. I would give it at least 40 hours, because there's a lot going on with this. Because you have, I would say, I would estimate about 40 hours. So whatever 40 times 60 is, several thousand minutes. So yeah. And Hannah sent me a message, said that Mary lost her good friend who had various types of cancer over a 3-year period. Please pray for Miss Mary. Okay, we certainly will, Mary. It is so hard. It is so hard to lose a friend. Okay. Let me see if I just want to make sure I didn't miss. Oh, Archer and Ace, good to see you in the chat. I hope your job is going well. Thinking about you, man. Hope that's going well for you. All right. Hey, Chandra, good to have you in the chat.
Gentle with a Smile. What a great name. Um, and Cindy from Ontario, Canada. I was just south of you 2 weeks ago. Yay. Um, and we will keep you in prayer, Cindy. Um, and Wanda says to Hannah, I believe that is so great that you have devoted to taking care of your grandmother. I know how much that means to her and the family. Oh, don't you know it, Wanda? I mean, it's serving us in so many ways. It's allowing me to continue to do what I do and to, be a wife to my husband, closer to home. I don't mind going down there. Um, it always makes me more appreciative of what I leave at home. Um, Yeah, and Carol says, so glad you had the opportunity to visit Niagara Falls for your anniversary. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much, Carol. Um, and Mary, thank you so much for praying for Cindy. Um, all right. Do we have anything else? No. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Wow, 12:51. I'm going backwards to see here. Okay. I hope I don't miss anybody. I'm really not trying to do that intentionally. If I do, um, yeah. And from Peaches Cream, how long did it take you to make Mommy's cape? It's taking me so long. Um, it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated because it's a lot of wattle stitches. It's like making something about half the size of a throw. I would say a good 30 hours, 25 to 30 hours. I tend to crochet on the fast side of things, but you're also working with a thinner yarn. And as I mentioned last week, that yarn had 8 strands that were twisted and sometimes not twisted as much as they need to. And sometimes I'd have to, back up on some of the stitches. But that said, and this is the design she's referring to. I mean, if you look at the size of this is folded in half. So it's really the length of a throw. It's the better part of like crocheting a throw if you crochet it to the dimensions suggested. But just know that if you don't need it to be as long as that, you can always, make it a little bit shorter. So yeah, it's a lot of stitches. It's a decent size, cape. Um, mhm. All right. And thank you guys for your feedback. Thank you, Tammy. Um, and Shatika Woods, good to see you in the chat. Says blessings and crocheting. Yeah. Uh and Freaky Geek says popcorn you can't eat. Well, technically you can eat it, Freaky Geek. It just may not go well with your digestion. If you're a goat, you might really enjoy eating this kind of popcorn. Is what she's talking about. The popcorn on this yeah, you can eat it technically. Technically you can eat everything. It's just not always good for you. As Johnny Depp would say. um Pools you can't swim in. Now that is true. That is true. Um, there is in-depth math involved, I think, with any kind of yarn pooling. Yeah, if you're working with the more original planned pooling, that's when you're working with something about this wide and you go back and forth, and that's when the yarn changes a lot more and you can kind of get kind of an argyle pattern, depending on how you manipulate the yarn. You also have to maintain just about perfect tension as well in order to do the planned pooling stuff. So yeah, you really have to work that. Really have to work that kind of stuff hard. And thank you for your kind comments, Wanda, there about the vest. And Love to Craft. Thank you guys. Thank you, Cindy. And Denise, thank you, thank you. And Barbara says, "I am always amazed by the math of crochet. Those shawls look great." Um, was it yarn pooling is fun. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, lots of math and crochet. All you need to do is design a sweater pattern, and you will just about you have to go into the deep end with math just to size everything properly. And even when you do all the math and do it all, it doesn't guarantee that your design, your sweater is going to come out, because a lot of it has to do with how well you follow the directions and the materials and gauge and yeah. It can be challenging. And I shouldn't say all those negative things here, because it's very, very possible. And I try to make that easier on you guys by just saying, have a sweater nearby that you love to wear, and just compare with that. And that's the goal, is to have something, comparable to what you want. Um, okay, Leora, we will definitely pray for your province. Apparently, they're under a fire ban. One of the national parks lost a good portion of the town. It was evacuated, and they needed prayer too. Don't know when they will be allowed back. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and the mountains are dry, and we have many fires this summer. Providence to the west is the same, hot and dry. Okay. Definitely pray for the. Let me write you down, Leora. Yep, we'll definitely keep that in mind. Um, and thank you, Brat's mom, just for praying for everybody. It's a really sweet word you added there. Um, yeah, thank you guys for your encouragement. Um, yeah, and Leora says, I love the cardigan. I love the color. Yeah, I absolutely loved working with this kind of purplish red color. It's red is a color I love to wear. So as soon as the temperature goes down outside, I'm going to get me some long sleeve shirts and wear this beautiful red cardigan everywhere I go. Well, not everywhere I go. I'm going to wear it. I can't wait to put some wear on this thing. Um, and I will be releasing this early fall sometimes, again, still waiting for that to come back from the tech editor. Um, Hoping to get that out so that you can enjoy it, this fall and winter. Ah, thank you. I love to craft says perfect button choice. Yeah, I actually tried to buy locally on the buttons, and Joann's even had a big button sale, but I couldn't find more than 2 buttons that matched. So I had to go online. I tried local, but there's just one store now that even sells buttons. That's Joann's. Michael's doesn't even carry much at all with buttons. That's one of my favorite parts, is just to pick out some beautiful buttons for these things. Um, yeah. All right. Okay. Freaky Geek says, I wonder if I should change my name to Witty Knitter. I don't know. Freaky Geek is pretty defining, if you ask me. That's pretty unique. I kind of like that. um, yeah. Yeah, if you wanna ask about the seconds, Freaky Geek, just multiply that by 6, find out the numbers and just multiply it by seconds. Yeah. Um, da, 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 da. And Freaky Geek says, "Indeed, a good worn sweater is a great template for sizing and shaping. There is nothing better." Even if they're hitting all the marks, and you're getting the numbers according to anybody's pattern. But if you want it to fit you a certain way, always feel free to adjust these. There's you know, no problem breaking. There's no rule, to be broken in that case. Well, guys, I think I have gotten through most of their comments. I so appreciate you being patient with me as usual. And again, if you ever need a teacher or a speaker for an event, feel free to contact me, bonniebay@me.com. And, would love to entertain, you know, the idea of serving your organization. Just let me know. Um, and I'm all up for getting on a plane or loading my car and heading someplace to serve. So just let me know. I just need to make sure, just as long as I have my travel expenses covered, and a little stipend, I am good. Well, from Archer Nay says, my friend is in some place in Idaho that I'm not going to try to pronounce, south of Calgary, and they have high fire risk. It's been in the hundreds for 4 weeks. She had heat stroke because her AC wasn't working. They never used to need AC. Yeah, that's hard. Um, I hope things go better. Well, let me go ahead. I want to end with some encouraging words, and I'm going to end with a song. I'm not going to sing. I'm just going to read the words because sometimes I feel like that can be more effective, to just hear the words of a song. And this is written by, let me get the glasses again just to see, because the words are big, by Mr. Bancroft. The music was written by my good friend, Vicki Cook, who I love dearly. Sweet woman, most beautiful voice I've ever heard. I'm going to go ahead and read this. We're going to be singing this on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to this. This is one of my favorites. It's called Before the Throne. Before the throne of God above, I have a strong and perfect plea, a great high priest whose name is love, who ever lives and pleads for me. My name is graven on his hands. My name is written on his heart. I know that while in heaven he stands, no tongue can bid me thence depart. No tongue can bid me thence depart. When Satan tempts me to despair and tells me of the guilt within, upward I look and see him there who made an end of all my sin. Because the sinless Savior died, my sinful soul is counted free, for God the just is satisfied to look on him and pardon me. Behold him there, the risen Lamb, my perfect, spotless righteousness, the great unchangeable I am, the King of glory and of grace. One with himself, I cannot die. My soul is purchased by his blood. My life is hid with Christ on high, with Christ my Savior and my God, with Christ my Savior and my God. Well, I hope that encourages you this week. That was, by the way, that was a Christian song for Christians to encourage them. And it's one of my favorites. I just wish you a great week, and I hope to be broadcasting live next week from South Carolina. God bless everybody.